HAPS has upgraded. I don't know if it's a mobile version or the desktop version, but I haven't been streaming for a few days. Hey, Bobby. Hey, Ted. How's it going? Hey, David. As you may know already, this is why you need to follow me on other places, because of what happened last week. Hey, Kevin. I'm glad to be back. Hey. how's the sound, and how is visual? Hey, Douglas. How's my day doing? Better, way better. So I want to talk about what happened this week, starting, I don't know, like 3 or 4 days ago. And some of you might know, some of you might not know. Is this really me on Twitter? I don't know, Paula. You tell me about it. Can I do a latency test? I need to do this because it is quite important for me. Can you type the number 5 if you hear this? Just type 5. Um, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay, Kevin typed an A. All right, okay, so I see. So it's about 15 seconds to 18 seconds. It's actually not bad, considering all the platforms that I use for multicasting. I have Prism, I have StreamYard, and HAPS. So I jump from platforms to platforms, but it's pretty consistent when I'm not using the native app of Periscope and I'm streaming using HAPS, and the latency would be somewhere around 15 to 20 seconds. I know it's not ideal, but especially because of what happened to me last week or a few days ago, I think this is something that I should do, which is not depending on any single platform, but diversifying and making sure that people are following me on YouTube, on Periscope, on Twitter, on HAPS, just in case things like this happen. Hey, Simon, thank you for doing this thing. Hey, Paula. Yes. So where should we start? How did I got hacked? I don't know how they did it, and I think it was a valuable lesson for me, because I was not careful enough with my account password security. I also fell into a scam, which I think is the whole purpose of the hacking exercise. I fell into that. I lost some money. I'll tell you more about that. And I'm very lucky to know someone in Twitter to save my ass despite of my carelessness. So I think this is a great lesson for me, and hopefully for you guys. If you have social media accounts that you care about keeping it intact, you could change your password twice within that lag time. Sure, George Galloway has been utilizing multiple media outlets for a long time. Right. Hey, David, how's it going? So yeah, I guess I don't know. Like sometimes it's just managing your profiles across the internet space, right? So obviously people have their email accounts, people have their social media accounts like Facebook, like Twitter, like Instagram. And then you have your banking account, you have your Netflix, your Spotify, you have all these accounts, right? And so you end up having to create passwords for over 10, 20 platforms in the internet. And that becomes a little overwhelming for most of us, right? And so there are tools that you want to utilize. And I'm not an expert on this. I think Rob, what's the last name? Braxman. Rob Braxman would be a good person to go in and learn about security, internet security, and I think I should pay more attention and watch his videos as well. But there's different tools you can use, and how to strengthen your password, right? Making a longer password, not using the same password, using two-factor authentication, using apps that would create a super long string of password that you don't need to remember because it's one of these, like centralized software that you keep all the passwords of all your accounts, and all you need to do is use that one password to access all of them, right? So again, I'm not an expert on this, so I'm not going to teach you how to use these, but I think it's definitely necessary for every one of us to learn this based on my mistakes, right? So yes, I have come up with a way to create different passwords for multiple platforms. Yes, some of my platforms I have two-factor authentication, especially those that has a payment gateway that I have to pay people money, like PayPal, like my banking accounts and all that. Some platforms even require you to have a two-factor authentication, right? A strong password is when you take the first letter from a member of the same plus special characters, right? Well, it has to be long enough. It can't be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's definitely a combination of all of it. But I think the challenge is when there's so many passwords that you have to remember, when there's so many platforms, they have different ways to make you create these passwords, right? And I don't think I'm dumb, right? I'm silly, but I'm not dumb. And if I find it difficult, I'm sure other people might have the same feeling. Hey, Al, how's it going? So this incident that happened to me on Twitter, I lost control of my Twitter account, and I told you this on my previous broadcast. They changed my profile photo into a crypto-related thing, and I panicked, right? I panicked. So Twitter has their own standard procedures in terms of retrieving your account. If your Twitter account is associated with your phone number or an email address, usually when someone hacks into your account, you can use these verification system to come to retrieve your account back, and then you can reset your password, right? I don't know what happened in this instance because I was trying to get verification through the SMS standard protocol with Twitter, but I noticed that my number, and they don't show you the whole number, they just show you the last 2 digits of the number that you're supposed to. They remind you this is the number you tied your account to send your SMS to reset your password, right? So I noticed the number was different, and I still typed in the number trying to receive this SMS, but I never got the SMS. So the first standard protocol when I was trying to get my account was not working. And then the weird thing happened when they asked me for my email address, and I typed in the email address that I thought it's connected to my Twitter account. Hey, Rod. And that didn't work either. It said my email account associated with this Twitter handle, John M. Ho, is incorrect. And I was like, wait, did I not put it in? Or did they even override the email address I have, like the hacker, right? So I don't know. But I was struggling. I was struggling to receive an SMS verification. I was struggling to have my email address to link with my Twitter account so that they could send me the reset password link. And I can't remember. I honestly cannot remember if it was my fault not updating it on Twitter settings and on my Twitter account settings, or the hacker actually took over that too, and they changed my phone number and my email. I don't know if you guys are into internet security. Maybe you can give me some insights. Maybe you can't. So I was frustrated. I panicked. I did a couple scopes because I still had access to my Periscope account, and I wanted to just yell and cry for help in the internet. And then I received a couple tweets from the backup Twitter account I have, because I was telling some of the people, this is my backup Twitter account. I lost my control of the John M. Ho handle. If you know anyone who can help me, please help me. If you can retweet this and tell Twitter about this, please help me, right? You got spoofed, so the info you gave helped them gather all that stuff. I believe that's the case, Chewy, but I cannot know for sure, right? Sometimes you can use your phone number. I tried that, and I tried my email, and neither of them worked. So maybe I got spoofed, right? So I received a tweet. I received a tweet from a random person, and I don't know why I didn't go into this person who tweeted me. But the tweet was saying, go to this person because I received help getting my Twitter account back, and this person can help you. And so I was like, okay, it's one of those ethical hackers, right? And I didn't jump into it and said, okay, I should ask this guy to help me. I told myself I should still go through Twitter and to see if I can, talk to Twitter and get my account back. So I was sending email back and forth with Twitter. During this process, when I got this message from the person saying you should talk to this hacker, he or she can get your account back. Sounds like it was a really upsetting experience. It was. And that's why I want to tell you the story, to prevent you guys from making the same mistakes I made. Your Periscopes wasn't showing any videos on Twitter. Yes, after 2 scopes, when I realized my Twitter account was being hacked, I think the hacker disassociated my Periscope account with the Twitter account, so you couldn't see any of my scopes on Twitter timeline. That was the point that freaked me out, because by that time, this is about 24 hours after my Twitter account got hacked. They disassociated my Periscope account. I go to the Periscope app. I couldn't even see all my scopes. And on the Twitter timeline that my handle was being hacked, I could see how they're starting to tweet stuff or retweeting stuff about this crypto scam they're trying to do, right? So multiple things were happening. I was still talking to with Twitter, and Twitter was not helpful because it was just bouncing me back and forth with these standard protocols on retrieving your account. And so after a couple emails, Twitter was saying, we can't verify you, we can't verify your email, and so there's nothing you can do. Please create a new Twitter account. So after like 2 emails, that was the final answer that I got from Twitter after 24 hours. So needless to say, I was panicking. I couldn't use my Periscope account. My Periscope account vanished, which I value more than my Twitter account, to be honest. My Twitter account was hacked. And so I was like, okay, what should I do here? Should I really check with this hacker and see if this person can help me, even though I don't know anything about this person, right? And I start DMing this cybersecurity guy, right? That's his handle or name. And he says, yes, I can help you, but there's a fee. I asked him, how do you do it? He gave me some sort of an explanation on going into the systems, finding vulnerabilities and trying to get control of that account, and then blah, blah, blah. Hey, hello, Biggie. And then I was like, okay, so what's the damage here? How much are you talking about? And he said, $30 US. $30 US. And then I'm like, okay, that's not a lot of money. And if he can do the job, I was like, maybe I should consider that option. But I didn't say yes to the person right away. I was like, I'll let you know, right? But by then, this is already 36 hours in, trying to communicate with Twitter, trying to find ways to get Twitter, like a real person from Twitter, to respond to me. Because I know some of you guys have helped retweeting it. Some of you guys have helped me DM certain people. I tried to tweet to Kayvon, to Jack, but of course they're not going to respond to me, right? So hey, so yeah, and so I was definitely getting desperate. I was definitely getting a little bit irrational, right? And so I went to this ethical hacker, and I was like, okay, I'll pay you the money, get my account back. So he gave me a PayPal account, and he said, pay through friends and family. Don't use the business merchant because I can receive the money right away and I can get onto getting your account back right away. Yes, Michelle, raise your hands. Please feel free to speak or comment. Now, at this point, you're going to tell me, John Ho, can't you see the red flags? And I'm telling you, I could, but I decided to not think about it because unstable. My rational thinking part of me is gone. It's missing because I'm panicking, right? The longer I don't have my accounts back, the more I feel I'm never going to have it back. So when the option was presented to me, even though it sounded kind of sketchy, because of the price point was not outrageously expensive, I was like, you know what? Let me just give this person $30 and see if he can get my account back. That's how I was thinking. And so I paid him $30 according to his requirement through PayPal with the friends and family method. Was this recent? This happened like a day ago. I would think someone who is ethical won't charge you up front. It happened already, and I paid already. And then 10 minutes later, this became ridiculous, right? And you're gonna start shaking your heads. 10 minutes later, this guy comes back to me and say, John, I need another 40 because I need to buy another tool in order to hack into your account. And I was like, what the fuck? You asked me for 30 and then you asked me for 40 more. And I'm like, I send a DM to him and I said, I feel stupid if I were to pay you 40. I actually said it out loud. I don't know anything about you. You already charged me 30. This is highly unprofessional because you're supposed to fix my account and you just can't ask me for another 40 if you haven't done anything. And I said, no, I'll pay you after you get my account back. And he was like, no, you want your refund? I can give you a refund, but I need the 40 to go buy this tool that I need to hack into your account. He might have been the original hacker. He might have. This whole thing could be the original scheme in order to hack into people's account. That's why I want to tell you guys about it, because I don't think I'm the only victim here in the whole internet. Right? Yeah, because I don't want another person to fall for these fuckers. You know, I'm really mad. I was really mad. I was really mad at myself. So he asks me for another $40, and I'm like, dude, like, you can't do this. And I knew like he had me by the balls because I already gave him $30, right? And now either I say I don't want this, I want out, or it's a professional scam, right? Or I have to pay him 40. Despite all the red flags, I still pay him another 40. You can laugh at me, you can say I'm stupid, but I'm just telling you my story, right? I feel bad, I feel stupid, but I paid him anyway because I was desperate. And so he said, be right back. 5 minutes later, he blocked me. This could have happened to these people are mugged on the streets, they hacked. So, yep, he took $70 of my money and he blocked me. At that moment, I almost wanted to yell and throw my laptop onto a wall or some shit like that. I was so mad. I was so mad not because he scammed me money. I was so mad of myself, despite of all the fucking red flags, I still fell for it. I still fell for it. I was so mad. So mad. And then during this time, right, I was talking with a couple people in the internet, like people I know, you know, um, and my mind wasn't clear. I was running out of options. Twitter wasn't responding. So, can you get PayPal to reverse the charges? Right. So, Paula, and this is me explaining. I'll block you for only 50. So this is the thing, right? The moment I knew I got scammed, I called my credit card company. I reported it to PayPal. And this is the thing. They know the system. They know the system so well that if you pay people through friends and family method in PayPal, you can't file a complaint because it's not like a business service that you bought someone and it was a business transaction, right? You're giving it through friends and family, and you cannot dispute that. PayPal will not refund you the money if you pay through this channel, okay? So you can file an official complaint if it's a merchant and if they don't deliver the service or the product. But if you're giving it through friends and family, there's no way to dispute it, right? And I called my credit card company and I said, I want to seize this transaction. And the credit card company says, well, you authorized it. You're paying to PayPal. Whatever PayPal pays to whoever is none of my business. And so the credit card company says, I'm sorry, we can't help you with this. We can't, we haven't given money to PayPal, but you can't stop this transaction because it's authorized by you, right? So always pay business. Yes, always pay business. So PayPal didn't help, and it was a loophole. And I Googled it afterwards. And it's a loophole that the hackers or the scammers would use because you can't get your money back if you're paying through friends and family. The credit card company doesn't do anything about it because it's a fucking useless system. It's so annoying when they charge you high interest or when they give you free money. It's not free, right? But when you ask them to help you to seize these activities, they just won't do anything about it because it's not their business, right? So the credit card company is a shithole. PayPal is not perfect, and so people exploit that system to scam people money. F&F means you're supposed to know the person. What do you mean F&F? Friends and family? I don't know what is the criteria of paying through friends and family, but there's that option there. So I don't know. Right? So I couldn't get my money back. And I wasn't too disappointed because I knew this was like a very professional scheme that these scammers are pulling. So they must have known every single step. Like just the communication in DM, just the way how he was like psychologically manipulating me. But the moment I say, what the fuck, I have to pay you another 40? He replies, yeah, but I can give you the refund if you don't want to pay me another 40. It's so articulated. It's so articulated. He's giving you this FOMO thing that you already paid 30, and there's a reason why they asked for 30 to begin with, because it's a low barrier of entry. If they asked me for 100, I might not even do it, but they asked me for 30 first, and because I'm bought in for that $30, now I'm bought in for that other 40. So they scammed me for $70 in total, right? Highly articulated. It's not like this is the first time they pulled a scam. They've done it multiple times with different valuations, and they find the sweet spot to get people. I don't want to say as smart as I am, but I mean, I know what they're doing, but I still fell for it. You know what I mean, right? You have to go back and watch the beginning of the scope, Mike, if you want to. But basically, my account got hacked. My Twitter account got hacked. Someone tried to scam me, pretending to be an ethical hacker to get my account back. I fell for the scam. I lost $70 because I was desperate because Twitter wasn't helping, and I'm sharing the story right now. How did you find him or he found me? So this is the thing, David. Someone random on Twitter tweeted me this handle and say, Go ask this person. He can help you because he helped me before. Now, I don't know this person, and that's the first red flag. But again, because I was already emotionally unstable, I was desperate. I was trying to find all the solutions I can find to my problem, to solve my problem. Why did they do that? Because they want to get my money. They want to get people's money. It's a business model. It's a perfect scam. Why would they hack your account? Because they want to pretend to help me and get money from me. Why are you asking me these questions? Did he at least unlock your account? That wasn't his intention. The intention was to hack my account, find someone to pretend that this ethical hacker can help me get my account. This ethical hacker gets me to pay him. He blocks me. Nothing is solved. And they pulled their scam perfectly. It's a perfect scam. It's a perfect scam. And I didn't know about it. I've learned my lesson. Why didn't I just report to Twitter? Of course I did. Of course I did report to Twitter. But Twitter wasn't helpful. I couldn't retrieve my account back. If I had the help of Twitter, I wouldn't have gone to this person. I'm not that stupid, right? You should report the person on Twitter that recommended the scammer. Doesn't matter. I will report it, but they have their ways to change their handle, get another account, use the same scheme, build their following. This is something that they have been doing over and over again. So they're highly professional in this. After I posted it, someone replied immediately, yes. So it was articulated. Why didn't you just report him to Twitter headquarters? And hope for what though, Mike? Because it's not that Twitter doesn't know these things happen, but the hackers are better, right? They know this is a scam that they can pull off with people who has a vulnerable account like I did, right? Wait, why wouldn't Twitter help? Twitter was helping by their standard protocol to a point that because my phone number and my email address attached to my original handle was compromised already, the original procedure couldn't get my account back. That's why I was exploitable. I was prone to be attacked by these hackers, right? Because I didn't do a two-factor authentication, because I didn't secure my account in the best way possible. Did the ignore like Periscope? So there's these protocols to retrieve, but there wasn't a person I can talk to on Twitter. And this is the same with YouTube. This is the same with Facebook. When you need help in these situations, there's not going to be one person that's going to be like, John, let me help you. Let me look into you. Let me talk to you. Let me go to the bottom, get to the bottom of this. This doesn't work in Twitter. You have to imagine they have like billions, hundreds of millions of users using the platform every single day. They do not have the resources to hire people to take care of each cases one by one, okay? Or these Japanese or Chinese Twitter people, I don't know. They're just communicating in English. John thought it was safe. Emily got loose in the chat. What? Police will have a fraud squad. Yeah, but this is not whose jurisdiction it is in the internet. There's no internet police, Chewy. If I were to be scammed in Chiang Mai, which is where I live, I could go to the police. But this is the perfect thing in the internet. There is no internet police. So everything is up to the company itself to protect your well-being. If you have a service that you're using on any internet company, you're not going to have a third-party police to protect you from it. You have the responsibility to protect yourself. And in my case, I was not taking enough precautions. So I was vulnerable, and the hackers took advantage of me. Okay? All right, Kevin, take care. Let's talk about the two-factor authentication. Explain that and how we protect ourselves. Sure. So how does everyone avoid this from happening to everyone else? Right, okay. So first thing first, well, let me finish my story first, because I haven't explained how I got my Twitter account back, which is almost a miracle, right? So I got scammed. My account is still in limbo state. The crypto people use my account to retweet stuff, um, and tweeted some things about um, crypto. And then all of a sudden, my profile photo was blank, my background was blank, so my Twitter account is in limbo state. My wife accepted a free sample skin product from our bank was drained by 500. Ooh, okay. You're going to HAPS after Periscope cuts out? Yes, I'm going to HAPS. Are these people from Thailand? No, they're just internet scammers. So I got scammed $70. My account was still gone. My Periscope account was still gone. And so thankfully, I know someone who used to work in Twitter, and this is actually a friend of mine. And I didn't want to ask a favor, and I didn't want to go to her at the very beginning because it's such an annoyance for me in my situation to ask help from her. I don't want to impose on people with my own problems. I mean, I could have asked her to begin with, but I thought I could just try to sort out my mistakes. But at the end, I mean, I got scammed, Twitter wasn't helping, and I had to send a message to my friend and say, hey, I know you're not working in Twitter anymore, but I really need to talk to someone in Twitter. Can you help me? And luckily, this person was a good enough friend, and she said, okay, let me see what I can do. She contacted someone in Twitter, and she had to vouch for me personally in order for this Twitter staff to look into my case and make an exception so I could reset my phone number and my email address to associate it with my real account, my verified Twitter account. And so after a couple emails back and forth, my friend helped me get my account back. And so now I have control of my Twitter account. It's connected to my Periscope account. Everything is back. And I'm very lucky. I have to say that I actually know someone who used to work in Twitter. She gave me a favor. The person looked into my case, and I think it was not going to be another person's privilege if they didn't know anyone who used to work in Twitter. Hey, Yuka-san, sawadee-kap. What I put my life savings into that crypto because I thought you recommended me. That's your problem, David. Hopefully you've changed your bank account or credit card passwords that's linked to PayPal. PayPal already prompted me for suspicious activity. So this is something, right? So after I paid the guy twice, I already sent a report to PayPal, and PayPal also sent me a message of them noticing a suspicious activity. So I changed my password on PayPal right away. Valid Lesson uses two-factor authentication or 2FA as an extra layer of protection used to ensure the security online. Yes. Glad you got your account. Okay, looks like I'm a ghost here. I guess I'm haunting another broadcaster with West Coast was. Okay, bye, Emily. So yeah, so I don't know. I think I'm very fortunate. I think I'm very fortunate to get my account back, because if I didn't know my friend and if I keep sending emails to Twitter, they might just ignore me and say, you're better off just creating a new Twitter account. And if that were to happen, and if I were to lose all the broadcasts I have in my Periscope, I think I would be pissed drunk by now, and I would be maybe for a couple of days in depression state. How do I get my old Periscope account back? Do you know? I have no idea, Mike. And you need to give me more context on what happened to your old account and all that kind of stuff. But I am not a technician. I do not work on Twitter. I know a friend who used to work in Twitter, but I cannot ask her for another favor, not for someone else, unfortunately. But yes, this is the entire This is the entire story of what happened to me for the past few days. And I hope you can learn from my mistakes. Now, I definitely upped my security levels the moment I got my account back. So I turned on two-factor authentication. I linked my phone number and my email address to my account just to make sure it's secure. So I think it would be harder. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it would be harder for a hacker to go in. And I'm not challenging you, right, Mr. Hacker? If you're coming in and if you're watching the scope and you're saying, I'm going to try doing this again on you, John Ho, like, I'm not trying to challenge you, right? I'm just saying there's easier people to scam, and I don't think they will target me again since I'm upping my security levels for my passwords. I'm surprised Twitter didn't send an email warning you when your account phone number or emails changed. Simon, I think they have done it, but because my email and my phone number was already disassociated, there wasn't any way I could respond to that. I could get that email. Is there a way for me to see my old Periscope back to my old account? Mike, I don't know what is your situation. And no, I don't know how to get your account back. It didn't work for me when homeless guy threw my phone and a cop tried logging into my account to find. Huh? Do you trust Dr. Fauci? What does that has to do with my story here? I like two-step verification, right? The hacker probably got those emails, yes. The hacker probably got those emails. Did you see the screenshot I sent to you on private Twitter? Brenda, when did you send me the screenshots on private Twitter? Is it just now? I'm not getting anything. How do I get my old account that was taken down, not by me? You're asking me the question 3 times, but I don't know what was your problem, so I don't know how to answer you. I don't know why was your account taken down, Mike, so how can I help you? You didn't explain to me how. Right, Michelle, so yesterday, I believe, I didn't receive anything from you. It was a DM, it was a direct message, because I don't see it. Do you think HAPS is as good as Periscope? It's a different platform. First of all, Chewy, Periscope is a dedicated app. And so whatever you do, it stays in the app. HAPS is a multicasting tool that you can use to broadcast on different platforms. And you can build your own community within HAPS. So it's hard to do a comparison when they're not equal. So what are you doing in Thailand? Are you from Thailand? I'm not from Thailand, I'm from Hong Kong. He thinks I'm Paris support, you're right. It was on a reply to your message, still no help from Twitter. And did you send it to me on Twitter or anyway? So yes, so for people who are watching this on Periscope, I urge you to follow me on Twitter, John M. Ho. Since my account is back right now, John M. Ho is my Twitter account. If my Twitter gets hacked again, or if one day I decide to leave Twitter, and if you want to stay connected, you definitely want to also follow me on my YouTube account, John Ho, and also HAPS. HAPS is pretty cool right now. It's not perfect, but I'm giving it a go. I'm giving them chances because there is this community sense of belonging, since a lot of Periscopers are using this to stream these days. Yes, please DM me, Brenda. And so, and Instagram, John M. Ho is my account on Twitter, IG. I opened a PayPal account one day, and then I started getting phishing emails, so I closed PayPal down. Well, I mean, I have transactions, and PayPal is quite useful for that, but I don't depend on PayPal for all my online transactions. you're free to follow you now in case the hacker is picking off your followers to scam. Fair enough, David. I guess that's a legitimate concern because, but then won't you? I mean, if I were to be the hacker, right, and if I know my victim is using his channel to warn their followers about these activities. I mean, if I were to be a hacker, I would just go off to the internet and just find random people instead of targeting the victim's followers, right? Since I got my account back. Because you guys should be smarter by the time you finish watching this stream, right? You would be like, well, okay, John just told his story of how he got hacked and how he got scammed. And so I better go look at my account, make sure my email, my phone number is updated, make sure I turn on my two-factor authentication, make sure I have these other platforms that are secure so I don't get hacked and get the same experience like John did, right? That should be what you're thinking by now. So what do you think they taking Periscope away? I think they realized that I was still having some sort of access to my Twitter account through Periscope. And so what they did was, and this is the thing, because you can't change your password in Periscope. My Periscope account is kind of linked with my Twitter account. So they have taken away that separate verification function. So the moment they know that, I think they just downloaded the Periscope app, disconnected it with my Twitter, and so everything that I was trying to do with Periscope, they ceased that. They ceased that activity after they realized I was streaming. So yeah, and they kind of just left my Twitter account because they know it could compromise the original operation, which is the crypto scam that they're trying to pull. But even the crypto scam, I feel like it's a scam within a scam. So what I mean is there's multiple activities happening through this thing. They're trying to hack people's account. They're trying to promote someone's crypto. And then they're trying to scam the person who got hacked, right? So there's like different layers of activities going here, highly sophisticated. I have to say, you know, they're really good at what they're doing. All right, so time to move on. I'm not mad anymore. I hope this serves as a warning lesson to you guys. And next time when I stream again, I hope to bring you happier news. But I mean, I guess I can choose between not telling people what happened and just pretending things are normal. But I feel there is value to share you my mistakes, even though some of you might think I'm silly. And you know, we can all go back to our lives and be a little smarter from my mistakes. Use a stronger password that you don't reuse on other websites. Use two authentication. Require email and phone number to request a reset password. Be cautious of suspicious link. Always make sure you're on twitter.com before you enter your login information. Never give your username password to third parties, especially those promising to give you followers, make your money. Verify you make sure your computer software, including browser, is up to date with most recent upgrades and antivirus softwares. Thank you, Bakey Smalls. That is a good conclusion. And also, don't give money to people you don't know through PayPal with friends and family. Don't do that. How they make money off the crypto scheme? I don't know. That's another thing that they have plans for, but I don't know their operation. But I think there's also other ways to make money with that. Thank you, Simon. All right, so I'm gonna just go on with my work, and I'll see you around on Periscope until end of March. And please follow me on Instagram, John M. Ho, Twitter, John M. Ho, YouTube, John Ho, and Haps, John M. Ho, because sometimes, you know, people want to find me. They don't have me on Facebook because it's my personal place. And they're like, what happened to John? And I can't tell you what happened if I don't have other places to communicate with you, right? So yeah, do me a favor, okay? And maybe they serve up malware when people click on links and tweets. Maybe, you know. But anyway, I feel like I need to learn a little bit more on internet security. Twitch. I'm still reluctant to do Twitch, Chewy, but if I can multi-broadcast with Haps, and if I can do that on Twitch, I'll just keep doing it until maybe one day I get discovered on Twitch. But yeah, I'm not too hopeful about that platform. That's just me, though. Some people might have better luck than I do. Okay, have a great day. I'll see you another time, and give me a follow if you like this. Bye, guys.